here.
I didn't make that up. That's not my word. Someone else made that up. I can't remember who exactly it was, so I'm sorry. I can't actually dedicate that to someone, but they put it on Twitter, and I just yoinked.
Yeah, well, whoever that was, good job, because Frank's been saying it all weekend. And we're probably going to be saying it all year at this rate.
Absolutely.
Opening up on the right side, though. Godly and Fozey tried. Did they try the Terrazarial for like a game?
Yes, Godly started off one game in a set on Friday.
Yeah.
They got waxed, and he immediately jumped off of that.
And it hasn't been anything like other than this since. So
yeah, we definitely had mostly the Dawson.
So game one here on Small Fortress Alliance. Already seeing that combo while Godly recovering on that down air off the side. Sig Fozey getting ground pounded though. No stock's been taken just yet. But once they start flying, I feel like they'll all be flying across the field right now because both these teams are so good at clearing both their opponents. Look at that side air, catching both Luna and Snowy. Edge guard opportunity here.
Snowy's going to be like coming in. Yeah, here comes that cannon for Snowy, and now I think, yep, things are going to start to fly. Once once Luna got off of the gauntlets and once Snowy got off of the gauntlets as well, that's when you knew things were going to happen. We've already seen the full team wipe on the blue team. Yeah. Godly's going to be spawning back in. Fozey is just jumping around trying to avoid everything to wait because here comes Godly, gets the double knockout, immediately answers back with a team wipe.
Yeah, and so this state of the game right now is what I'm expecting to be seeing for the majority of the set. And it's when we see those huge leads like there potentially that I'm going to be very scared for the other team because they're just so good at being able to close out stocks once they have enough damage on them. And even if it was after the friendly fire from Godly on the Fozey, the blue team was able to come back quite well with a team combo opportunity. No, the recovery misses. Luna was in position for Snowy to be able to bring him back into the sky there, but no follow-up afterwards, and they break out. Snowy, the one with the least amount of damage on the field.
Now keep in mind, of course, this is the winner's final, so both of these teams are guaranteed top 3. And let's look back at San Diego for a second. Fozey and Godly got 7th. Luna and Snowy got 9th. That was the only time they ever fought one another, and Fozey and Godly took it 3-0 over Luna and Snowy. And we see them, well, they had a lead, but all of a sudden Godly was taken out. And now because Snowy is so healthy, the red team actually has the lead.
Yeah, Snowy really taking advantage of Onyx's defense here. We talked about before, we'll talk about it again, 9 defense base. Even if you take out on that stance, having 8 defense is such high survivability in doubles. Fozey goes down to that blaster there on the right-hand side. Fozey did have a good lead by getting the Zariel downsing on Bo. He uses it so well to get that spiking hitbox to cover the side walls, but Snowy has really been doing a lot of the work here for the red team in terms of keeping them in the lead.
He's throwing a bunch of moves out. Most of them are whiffing until he picked up that 2-piece right there, but he wasn't getting punished for any of them. That was like the first hit he probably took in 15 to 20 seconds. Snowy's evasiveness was amazing, and it started off of getting hit by Luna first.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's the first hit because he wasn't expecting to get shot in the back. Literally off the top of the stage there because of that one. And now Luna starting to take enough damage to where the game's close, but it's the first stock that flies that I think is going to determine who wins this set, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's like at this point, damage aside, who's going to get hit by that side signature, that neutral signature, whatever it's going to take. The D-Light recovery actually hits both the blue team members there. And now a straight hit could do it.
Snowy's reasonably healthy right now, but if Luna gets taken out, like, you're in team combo territory. And at this level, you know that is coming. It is all but impossible to win the 1v2.
The bounce off the stage means another end light there could just take Godly down. He can't find a weapon. He does get in the way. He stops that down light from Luna from going through, but it's the 2v1 and that D-Light Nair comes through. And that's one of Snowy's favorite knockout confirms on the cannon. Daily login bonus, let's go.
Yeah, plus 150 gold, baby.
That's the 3rd day of Dallas.
In this economy, man, we needed that infusion. Let's go.
Oh, man, so we're going to game number 2 with Snowy and Luna taking the lead. I think because you said the last time they encountered each other it was a 3-0 in favor of Godly Fozey, that's already a massive change there in terms of their history in the sets, because I mean, just getting a win at all is huge.
That's a great way to start things out. If we're looking at the total damage between the two teams, 1174 came out from Snowy and Luna. Meanwhile, 928 came out from Godly and Fozey. So over 200 damage difference between those two. That could be basically a stock at the end of the day, and of course that can be the game.
Yeah, so here we are, running it back on Fortress of Lions. Very close game. I really think that was it just came down to last hit situation there. So we'll have to see if either team can get a huge advantage this time around. Fozey trying to catch them recovering low, and both both Snowy and Luna know to get around that down signature there. But if Fozey starts to put out that neutral sig, gets that disc flying out, and then gets the follow-up afterwards, that could be very terrifying.
Now, Snowy's going to be starting off this game with the cannon, whereas last game he started off mostly with the gauntlets. Then when everybody started getting red, the cannon came out, and you know how devastating it can be. So we'll see what happens this game. Luna's already taken out pretty early. That was almost exactly 45 seconds. They get the full team wipe. That is a double KO for Godly. Both of them are just in the orange. Fantastic spot for the blue team here.
Amazing interrupt by Fozey to be able to get the neutral signature. Godly still lives. Yeah, it was crazy because it was the axe neutral light where the first hit caught one player, but the second swing hit both of them, and it ended up having enough force to get a double knockout there. So really great start from the blue team. And unlike last game, Snowy and Luna are not equalizing right away, right? A lot of damage is actually coming onto the red team, even across the board. And the blue team's starting to run away with this.
You're seeing Snowy throw out these gauntlet recoveries, but they just do not have the knockout power that Cannon does. He throws it away, of course. Snowy always known to be a weapon toss legend. Here comes the cannon. All he needed was that one hit, and that was it. And then Luna's able to follow up. Now they get the team wipe, but we do have to be careful looking at Luna's damage. He's almost in the red. Very soon he'll be there. He almost got knocked into that neutral signature.
Yeah, and then Fozey tried to follow up with Sarah as well. The knockback from Godly just a little too strong. Dare coming through, side light in, gets the neutral signature.
Nice.
Godly there with the side sig. It didn't hit, but the idea was great. Weapon throw forces the dodge, D-like ground pound, that's the stock, and just like that, they take the lead once again into an immediate team combo on Luna.
It's even bigger lead here as well. Before they were in the orange, now they're just in the later stages of yellow. I'm getting flashbacks of that 3-0 now. Is it going to start here?
I mean, Luna lost that stock and then came right back in, lost his iframes into the same combo, right, that he was getting hit by before.
Dodge.
Oh, he dodged, and Fozey put out a ground pound to try to save him, instead spikes him, and then Snowy finishes Fozey's stock off there. So still great extra credit gotten from the blue team, but we're getting to the point where the game might be even enough that it's going to become a last hit, last stock situation once again.
Ooh, nice follow-up there between Godly and Fozey. First hit came from Godly, then Fozey, then finished up the third piece. Oh! Godly is very lucky that he did not get hit by that neutral signature. That would have completely split the blue team. This game's starting to wind down. Godly has a lot of damage, but so do Snowy and Luna.
He has not stopped getting hit ever since he came back up this last stock. Fozey swag to the stage. Godly, if he gets hit by one side air, one cannon neutral, one Luna with the side signature onto Snowy, sends him flying. The friendly fire costing him, maybe not. The down stick catches Godly out of the down air, and now it's a 1v1 between Luna and Fozey. Fozey gets the side light, goes for the recovery, but if Luna gets a down light here, that could be the game. He goes the other way.
Oh, that was so close. He almost picked up that recovery. He moved in the direction that Luna was, but didn't quite. Why is he going for a neutral signature of all things there?
He gets interrupted. The Nair hits the bow, takes him up the top, and Fozey secures that win there at the very end of what could have been a really devastating game. And how tumultuous there for Luna, because like he hits the side sig, gets the knockout on his own teammate. We're like, well, that's too bad. Downstick comes through, takes Godly out right shortly afterwards, and then has the 1v1. And you've got to be going through a flurry of emotions there where it's kind of like, I really messed up until I can still do this, until, oh, I dropped the game there. Fozey himself really great at clutching in those 2v1s, but in those 1v1 scenarios, I'm just kind of like, Fozey versus Luna, I don't see that ever happening in an actual singles bracket, right? But
Luna is clearly the more historied player in 1v1s, both throughout time and, of course, here recently. So yeah, it was a couple moments towards the end. You mentioned that side sig that knocked out Snowy, also the downlight in the wrong direction, whether that he went for the 50-50 read and happened to guess wrong, or whether that was actually a misinput from him. Then throwing out that neutral signature, was that his choice, or did he think maybe he was just enough above the ground that he was trying to actually put out a blaster's recovery? We don't know.
Yeah, and we're going to have to just watch as this match develops. We're in the set now. Third game in this best of 5, and it's 1-1. They have been keeping it incredibly close. So close to the point where the matches are being decided by the accidental friendly fire that happens maybe once or twice during the game, right? It's not like Luna's constantly hitting him with side lights and side sigs, although...
It's a little bit different if we're talking about the other team, though. You're exactly right about Luna and Snowy.
Yeah.
But on the other side, Fozey actually put out 122 team damage onto Godly. Adding up a little bit more there, but he does get the stock off of it. They actually trade 1 for 1, so that's a great turnaround from Luna.
Yeah, ends up spiking him there with the arrows there. And we saw that a little bit earlier on too, like the side sig that Fozey just whipped. Oh, but this time he doesn't. Oh, dodges right through it. Godly will sometimes get hit by the tail end of the signatures after Fozey connects with the grab, right? Zarl has so many of these attacks that you don't get to see the rest of the attack unless it connects. And then when that comes through, it's not just focused on the one person that got caught by the disc. and Godly's been hit by that quite a bit. But going into this game now, this is the first time that we've had this disjointed stock state where Fozey is surviving significantly longer than anybody else. And
that can be really scary.
Yeah,
because if you get knocked out, then all of a sudden there's the potential for something exactly like that to happen. It doesn't end up in the stock, but now if Godly is taken out here, like Fozey's super fresh, which is great, but Godly's on his final stock, all of a sudden we could see Godly be taken out of the game, and then Fozey's down in the 1v2. Even if he has 2 stocks to his name, it's Team Combo City, and it seems like that 2 stocks turns to 1 real quick.
Although we've seen Fozey do those miracle 1v2s before at San Diego, so looking at it here right now at Dallas, Fozey's still healthy, but the damage has been coming back. Godly's managed to survive. Fozey dunks Snowy with the neutral signature. No spike necessary. Bounces him off the right side of the stage. And now Luna trying to get back with the gauntlets off stage. And he's willing to fight this game against Fozey off stage, and he wins it. Gets the ground pound, almost gets the double knockout onto Godly. Much to my surprise, Fozey's the one that goes down to 1 stock before Godly does.
The lead that Fozey had is completely null and void at this point on final stocks. Meanwhile, Luna and Godly are basically in the exact same spot until Godly is taken out by Luna. Now it is a red team lead until that recovery. Snowy's trying to add up some damage, punishing Fozey after he hit that recovery onto Luna. Got about 2 hits out of it. Some decent damage. Snowy does have to be careful. He has more damage than anyone else in the game. He's playing a little bit back, waited for Fozey to push in, hit the neutral light, and then Godly actually put out some team damage on the Fozey.
Yeah, he did, and now it's so close, Sparky. Every single game has been this close. Who do you think is going to be the one that goes down first? Snowy's got a lot of damage on him,
I think it might be Snowy.
Hey, Godly tends to be the one that, for some reason, finds himself the most vulnerable during these games, and it's where we're looking for the friendly fire in these moments. I mean, it's so stacked. Look at that.
He's taking so much damage. All of a sudden, the recovery not quite enough. Rayman, of course, the Dawson crossover does have a lot of defense. That is what really held him on there.
Oh, man, Godly now's got the gauntlets. Gets hit by the recovery, though, and Luna still can't knock him out. Everybody's so damaged. Luna, the only one really in a great spot here, and that could be the red team bringing it to match point at this rate, right? If Luna's not taking any of this damage and everybody's running for their life, the weapon throw stops the recovery from sending him flying. Okay, that's the stock.
That's going to do it for sure.
Cannon Stare comes through, and this is a very tough 1v2 for Fozey here. He's fighting Snowy off stage with that downlight slider. Don't even have to go for the execution test on the D-light dash jump recovery there. Takes him off the left side of the stage, and that's going to be a lead and match point.
There you go. You see Phil. Duke mentioned it, that he is Luna's hype man, and honestly, I'm Phil's hype man. I love that guy. All of those people, they're hoisting that American flag, hoping that North America can take it home. And so far, they're up 2-1 in the set, and we're going to be heading into Game 4.
Yeah, it's looking great for them so far, especially considering that Fozey and Godly had their number previously. And developing so well here at Dallas is awesome to see, but I could see I know that with how close the set's going to be, we just have to have that Game 5, right? I mean, it's tough to call. But they have been really bringing it down to the wire every single time. If there was even a slight lead, they correct it.
Look at second stock there. You saw it just for a moment. It was very short. Fozey did not last very long on that second stock, and that's different from what we saw on Friday. He was doing actually the most of his work on the second stock. He was stretching it out. He was dominating several times on that second stock in several different sets. He was a real second stock Samuel, but that game, it did not happen. The Game 5 potential is absolutely real here. Luna and Snowy coming back last game after the massive lead that blue team had because of Fozey's survivability. The fact that they were able to do that bodes very well, especially because they're up in this set. Both members of the red team, that neutral air from Snowy blasted Luna through the blue line. Great move.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about friendly fire on stage, but off stage, it's very useful if you find yourself sweating without any jumps. This could be a trade here in stocks. Godly goes on the left side of the stage, but Luna doesn't have enough knockback. And in fact, the team combo to Fozey with that ground pound means they go right back over to Godly's fresh stock, already bringing him deep into the yellow. And that down air could bring him even deeper into damage. He's taken so much of a beating from Luna here. Godly's barely been able to play the game here in game number 4.
But Fozey's gauntlets have been going crazy. D-light recovery, throwing out 3 moves in between, back to another D-light recovery. Great work from Fozey so far, but you mentioned that team damage, and it extended into the last game as well. 139 this time from Fozey.
At this point in the game state, right, Fozey could be playing the most flawless gauntlets imaginable. Unless he's taking the stocks, I don't care, right? When Godly's taking that much damage on his second stock at match point, that is a very tricky situation to be in here. Because Fozey goes off the top, and now Godly, how are you going to survive between Luna and Snowy hunting you down on the stage, right? You basically have to be hit up towards the top of the stage not to go down. Fozey's still trying to take a stock from Snowy.
Nice in-light as Snowy was coming in for the approach. I think he was looking for a side air to send Godly over onto the left. That neutral light found priority. Snowy now pushing on a Fozey on the right side. Luna ended up taking Godly off the top. Godly the only one on his final stock. Everybody else is still in the yellow on their second. Huge discrepancy, and that could be the game.
Yeah, Godly's struggling as well because I feel like Snowy and Luna both have his number here in terms of the 1v1 and on the team combos, everything that they get started. The second that Fozey starts anything with the signature, Godly's taken 3 to 4 hits in the meantime, and he just can't be having that damage. Now Fozey off stage, Luna goes to the ground pound, he does dodge through it, but Fozey's Buddy Gauntlet's unarmed, and he goes down. This could be it, Sparky. It's 4 stocks to 2, and Godly is super deep in the orange.
Now Luna, it almost looked like he was going to focus on Fozey over on the edge, but he was still in white, so you really weren't going to confirm that edge guard there. It would take so much time, so much effort, and so many things would have to go right in your favor. Just turn your attention over onto Godly, which is exactly what he did. Luna sent over towards the edge. He's going to be able to get back. That side air came out a little bit early, so it didn't hit Luna. A little bit of a bonk on the head, but nothing serious. Snowy over on the right side. Big save from Luna, splitting them up, but then Snowy went right back on top of Luna. Took some team damage, got hit by a weapon toss, and he's
but they're literally just trying to play like this crazy puzzle game of how do we both get back with no jumps left.
On a relatively small wall.
Okay, huge opportunity here. Downsy comes through. Fozey was waiting for the spike. He was hovering underneath to be able to get that nair, but Godly ends up going down, and now Fozey's stuck in a 1v2 that he has to win to avoid going down to that elimination bracket to get into the elimination final. This is so tough, Sparky. How's he going to do it? Gets hit by a down air. Second down air comes through. Neutral light, side air. Doesn't get the down light. Fozey does escape what could have been a 0 to knockout.
Went for the dash side light over off of the edge. Fozey taking more and more damage. He's not able to put anything out onto Luna and Snowy. Not a single move.
Oh, the dive kick into the weapon throw. Does he have enough to make it back? He's going to be a D-like ground pound. Can't even touch, and that's Luna and Snowy winning over Godly and Fozey. 3-1 and getting into the grand finals here at Dreamhack Dallas.
Now, one thing Fozey did do that game is he lowered that team damage significantly. Only 27. But maybe while he was playing a little bit more careful, he was also putting out a little bit less damage as well. He only did 473, which isn't a